Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we'll be talking about the best ways to 3D track in After Effects. To start off, we're going to open up Tracker, select Track Camera. What this is going to do is allow After Effects to analyze our footage and create 3D tracked points that we can use later on. Now, after it's done tracking, our track is essentially done. However, if we have a certain kind of footage, for example, if our footage zooms in and zooms out, we might want to change the settings under our shot type. Depending on how we move our camera or the scene that we're shooting, we might want to change the setting, change solve method to better match our scene. Now, personally, I almost never use those settings. I believe that just tracking it and leaving the settings as is a perfect way to just have a good track inside of After Effects. But depending on the complexity of your footage or what you're trying to go for, you might need to adjust those settings. But now the important thing we want to look for after tracking our footage is under the advanced settings. If we go there and we look at the average error, we're going to want a number that's less than 1. But if we have a number that's over 1, any object or text we add to our footage is going to be shaky and not look like it's placed in the world that we tracked. And there are a couple of things you can do to fix that. One of those things is you can just click detailed analysis, and sometimes that will just fix it, or sometimes it won't. If it doesn't, you can play around with deleting certain tracking points, especially the ones that are moving. For example, if there are kids moving in your video or there are trees moving, you'd want to circle and delete those tracking points, and that might give you a better result. But once we have our footage tracked and an average error of less than 1, our 3D world is ready to be normalized. Now you could easily just add a text layer or a solid object, but what I like to do is normalize the world so that we can work better in 3D space. First, we're going to click on one of these target points, right click, and then select Set Ground Plane and Origin. And then after that, add Solid and Camera. This is our main plane where the world surrounds. Any object that we add into this world will be placed on that plane. Now we're just going to add solids to match the walls of our scene. Before we do anything, let's just adjust these solids to better match our footage. And then after we do that, we're going to take our ground plane, the first solid that we made, and place it under all the other 3D objects, including the camera. And we're going to link all of those 3D objects to that main solid on the bottom. And we're going to change the position of that bottom solid to 960 by 540 by 0, and then the rotation to 270, 0, 0. And to normalize the scale, let's turn off all of the other objects but the ground plane, add a new solid, make it a 3D layer, and now we're going to adjust the scale on the ground plane. We're going to scale it down until that solid that we just added is about the size of our composition. Then after that, we can just delete the solid. Now unlink all of the 3D objects. As a result, our world is 3D normalized. Now when we go to a custom view, we can see that the solids make up our 3D world. Now we can add text, we can add 3D objects to this, and it will be tracked perfectly into our footage, and it'll be much easier to edit if we're ever adding more complex 3D objects or more complex text. And it just makes it easier for the user to design and create things and have less problems. And there you have it. Those are the best ways to 3D track in After Effects. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be happy to answer them. And please consider subscribing. But that'll be all for today. Thank you for watching and you have a great day. Goodbye.